What is going on, YouTube? Back at it again with our 1998 Toyota Tacoma SR5 off-road build. From the last time you seen it, if I'm not mistaken, I was working on interior and stuff. I'm sorry I have not been updated with the content lately. I've had a lot on my plate this year. I'm sure the rest of you have as well, but the truck is almost done as far as mechanical components. We have some suspension stuff we have to finish. The interior is done to my liking, besides the head unit. The head unit is in, it works, but I'm not sure how long I'm going to use it. It is a cheaper unit. I couldn't find what I was looking for, so I just had to suffice for something cheap for now. But we'll get into that in a second. So here is our completely rebuilt 3RZ FE 2.7 liter 4-cylinder. This is the original block, original head, original crank, connecting rods and pistons. Everything else has been replaced, such as bearings, valves, and variety of hardware. Everything has been painted. Everything has gone over. We have a YC Performance header with a 2.5-inch mid pipe where the collector mounts to for the O2 sensor. The exhaust is completely done. I'll get into that in a minute. We have a Volant Performance intake with our stock MAF sensor housing that goes to the original air box. So that's all plumbed in correctly. We have a 1-inch throttle body spacer, performance injectors, which we are not 100% sure if we have to switch those out because we've been having a fuel issue. We have a brand new fuel pressure regulator, so we know that's not the problem. And I have a brand new sending unit that I'm putting in today. Hopefully that fixes the issue, because at least once I have that in there, I know it's not the sending unit because it's a brand new part, unless it's defective, of course. But if it's defective, chances are it won't work at all. So everything else is buttoned up with just some, blue NGK spark plug wires. I had those before. They were fairly new, so I just reused them. Got some blue loom wire covering the cables to try to match my blue vacuum lines, and got our sub wiring in with our fuse holder. Pretty convenient location, so I can still get to this fuse box, still get to that fuse. Nothing's really in the way. I might have to hold off one of these wires over here just to pull the cover off, but besides that, everything underneath the hood is pretty well buttoned up, except for I do have to lube these hinges, maybe make a tweak to the hood. Got a new 6-speed horn on there. Yeah, they're kind of cheap and everything, and some people don't like the way they look. I like the way it looks, and it's loud as hell, so works for me. And of course, you can't have a JDM truck build without a tow strap, but that one's actually secured to the frame. There's a bolt running the whole way through the frame rail, so it is usable, unlike the majority of people that just zip tie them to their bumpers. Which, yes, the bumper's a little ratty. That will be replaced here soon as well. Let's show you the interior. Okay, so everything in the interior is pretty well buttoned up, aside from I need to vacuum it again. These are brand new seat covers. They just got some lint and stuff on them from me climbing in and out of it, working on it, being dirty, whatever. I need to clean some stuff like the steering wheel, and I still have crap on the panel and the dashboard, but everything is back together. We got a Boss Audio head unit. Got my crystal shift knobs in there with the new black boot. Everything matches. Our alligator skin center console that I made from scratch. Behind the driver's seat, we have 212 Orion subwoofers with a Orion street amp. It's a 1,000-watt amp, 212s. I can't remember the ohms, but yeah. Just got some goofy storage up here for the person in the back. I don't know. It was just an idea. If I don't like it, I'll take them off. But I have it mounted, 2 L brackets underneath it, so that way it's not going to go anywhere. The wiring is done the best that I can really route it. They gave me a lot of wiring in that kit, so it's just kind of what it is. The speaker grates in the back were painted black. I do have a new light. I have to install that as well. A couple little trim pieces were painted black, like there, and door panels, those are all painted black with the VHT vinyl paint. And the back seats as well, the top part and that seat. And obviously I don't have the seat in this side because there's 2 subwoofers in the way. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the interior. As far as it goes for the exhaust, right there's the collector that the 2.5-inch mid pipe comes down to our 2-inch universal cat. And we have a stock O2 sensor up there in it. We have a piece of 2-inch that comes back with our hanger that I built. A new bung for the O2 sensor in the rear. 17-inch body Jones full bore glass pack. That's 2-inch inlet and outlet. Comes back to a straight into a 90 with a coupler right here for our MagnaFlow tip. Actually, I can't remember if it's MagnaFlow or Flowmaster, but yeah, it exits right after the cab here. Sorry, I'm on a creeper. Oh, it's a Flowmaster. So it's got a little bit of an angle to it, but it exits right after the cab. I like it. Sounds really good. So I'm fully hoping that this new fuel pump / sending unit will fix our fuel issue, so that way because I really don't want to have to pull the intake apart again to get the fuel rail out to get to the injectors, but if I have to, I have to. It is what it is. So besides front suspension, some sway bar stuff, switching these wheels and tires off for my new wheels and tires, and a couple little, aesthetic things like the new mud flaps and a couple little bolt-on stuff, the truck is basically done. So if I can get this buttoned up as far as running correctly, then I can actually put insurance on it and finish it, like put the headlights and the grill and a couple other things in. And even if I don't get to the suspension stuff for now, it's drivable. So I can at least have my truck for a little while, and then I can do suspension stuff, a little bit here this weekend, a little bit there that weekend, and get her buttoned up. So hopefully the next video you will see that it is legal, it is driving. We'll give you a review of what kind of power the motor is making. Now obviously I'm not going to get this thing dynoed because I don't have that kind of money to dyno a 4-cylinder truck that is practically stock, besides the counterbalance shafts being deleted and a few little bolt-on mods like a freaking throttle body spacer, an intake, a header, and some injectors. So on paper I'm supposed to be making roughly around 180 horsepower to the end of the crank. So translating that to the wheels, maybe $160 if we're lucky. So we can only hope. But thanks guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Tried to keep it as short as possible while still giving you all of the updated information. If I missed anything, hopefully I can get that in the next video. But hope you enjoyed it, and in the future we got a new car, 2006 Scion XB. Did a couple little things to it. I've now owned it for about 2 weeks. But I've legally owned it for about 3 days now. I've been driving it the past 3 days. It is a really fun little car, and hopefully we can do a few things for that in the future. Thanks, guys. Later.